Hey Internet, it's RJ. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning into the show today. Now, today's episode, we're talking about both Chase 524 and how a 524 strategy refresher, I should say, helped me decide that now was actually the perfect time to pull the trigger on my brand new Citi Custom Cash credit card, a great cashback card that I've been wanting for quite some time. So if that sounds interesting to you, of course, go ahead, press the subscribe button, and let's get to work. Now, of course, I have videos for 524 and the Citi Custom Cash linked down below. We'll talk about both briefly, but if you want to go in detail, they'll be down below for you in the description section. So first, let's start with 524, then we'll figure out how these two things are related. So Cliff Notes version of 524, it's a Chase rule that says if you've applied for and have been approved for, 5 new credit card accounts within the last 24 months, you will be instantly declined by Chase, hence 524. Now, there are some ways around this, like business cards. The vast majority of business cards do not report to personal credit, and that will be relevant in a second. So, 524 is one of those rules that a lot of people, myself included, we kind of protect that 524 status very closely. And the reason being is because Chase has a ton of great cards. They have, the Southwest, the United, the Highest, of course, the Freedom, the Ink, the Sapphire line, you name it. They have a ton of cards, and they're also very competitive with their sign-up bonuses. You could put the 1 or 2 depending on how you feel about Chase or Amex. So as a result, getting locked out of Chase is kind of tough to get around, right? Because there's so much value. So a lot of us guard our status very closely. Now, that can also be guarded to a detriment, and that's kind of the point of this video. So I'm going to walk you through my timeline of events going back to 2020 till now, and then we'll end up getting to the Citi Custom Cash, which is my newest credit card. So if you back up all the way to September of 2020, that was when the Chase Freedom Flex came out, right? That was my last personal card that I got, believe it or not, which is kind of hard to believe considering I'm on air talking about credit cards all the time. It's been 2 years just about since I got a personal credit card. Now, the Freedom Flex card, it pushed me to 524, so much so that I actually forgot, and I think that January of 21, I ended up applying for an Ink card and getting denied due to 524. So as a result, what I did was, once I came under 524, it's probably about March of 2021, I ended up going on a tear of business cards, right? Because we talked about earlier, once you come down to 424, you can get Chase business cards again. And again, they don't report to personal credit. They'll pull personal credit, but since they don't report to personal credit, you can get, 2, 3, 4 Ink cards over time and still remain at 424. That's the same with other major issuers as well. They will not push you over, 524, 424 in my case either. So, quick recap here. I actually got the Ink Cash card, then I got the Ink Unlimited, then I went to the US Bank Triple Cash, I got the Ink Premier, and then I got the Wells Fargo Platinum card as well. Now, of course, again, you see there are 3 Chase Ink cards there and a US Bank one as well. So that was basically my whole run of 2021 and the first quarter and a half of 2022. 5 business cards. And that's actually the perfect way you want to play the strategy up front, right? You get to 424, then you want to go back and get your business cards. We just talked about why. In addition to that, business cards have great sign-up bonuses. A lot of times they take, a lot more spend because they're designed for businesses. But, as a result, one of 2 things happens. Either you have your purchase planned out. So in the case of the Ink Premier, I use that to pay off my car. So that was like 2 swipes and done. And I'll link that video down for you below as well. And of course, of the other 3, Cash Unlimited and then the US Bank card, you're still talking about a lot of spend. And that kind of was just spend over the course of, 3 months for each card and I think 5 months for the US Bank card. So as a result, you can actually spend quite a bit of time in business card land, very content and happy because there are a lot of good cards. I think all of those are actually keeper cards. Okay, so what's the point of all this? To tell you how awesome I am? No, not exactly. The point is that, when you're going through this side strategy of business cards, again, it makes sense. However, the mistake I realized that I made was I totally forgot to check back in on my Chase 524 status. So first of all, if you want to know how to check your status, the easiest way that I do it is I go through Mint. It's, owned by Intuit. It's kind of that personal finance tool, if you will. I really just use it these days to check my 524, if we're being honest. So as a result, I'll put it on screen, and you can see here, this is where the dilemma sets in. Now, I started to make a 524 video, believe it or not, the one link down below, and this is what I realized. The account, this is under the credit score section, of course, and then you can just go to, average age of credit. So the boxes in green are credit cards that are aged off of my 524 report. The things that are not highlighted are not relevant to 524. They're mortgages, car loans, and then an authorized user card from, way, way, way back when. So really, we just have that one card, JPMC card, September 2020, 1 year, 8 months. So that is my Freedom Flex card right there. Which really means right now at the time of taping this, or just before this, I was at 1 of 24 because all those other accounts have fallen off. And again, I've opened 5 accounts, 5 credit cards over the last year and a quarter, but they're business, so they're not showing up on the slide that we just took a look at. So what does that mean? Well, that means I'm actually, in my opinion, since 524 is a rolling 24-month average, which means every time we turn the calendar over to the next month, the previous month falls off of your account, right? Or your count for 524, which really means, in my opinion, you never want to be at 0.24 because you're almost wasting time, if you will. It's a weird way to describe it, I know, but it's basically saying, like, you have nothing aging, right? And to maximize this game, you always want to have something aging. So I have only one thing left of Freedom Flex, and that has, at the time of taping, 4 months left. So in 4 months, I'd be 0.24, which is kind of a waste. So as a result, I said, hey, I should actually get a personal card right now. Now, this gets us into the Custom Cash. We can talk briefly about why the Custom Cash. I think the Custom Cash is like the best utility player card out there. I'll put the slide on screen. Overall, this is not the best sign-up bonus we've seen. The best sign-up bonus was get like $300 back for $1,000 in spend. This is $200 for $750 in spend. But again, this isn't really a card that I was picking up for the sign-up bonus. Sure, I would rather have $300 over $200, but my point to get the Custom Cash is to, keep it long-term and have it serve as a utility card. So I can use it when there's no 5X for gas, or I can use it when there's no 5X for grocery stores or something like that. You can just kind of rotate. Again, they're going to give you, 5X back in your top spend category, but we know we really just want to use it in one specific category up to $500 a month and we'll be good. So again, hitting the sign-up bonus is actually really easy. It's just $750. So it'll just become probably my grocery store card, and you'll do $750 in grocery stores naturally and organically in 3 months, no questions asked, for better or worse. So that's how I landed on the Custom Cash. It's the card I wanted, and again, I wanted to get, my 524 going again. So the last 2 parts of this are going to be like, hey, well, what is an ideal number for 524, and like, does it really matter that much? Well, I've talked about this before, but one of the strategies I like to impose is road mapping, right? I like to look out on the landscape of cards and see what might I want to do, where might I want to go, understanding that this is kind of, it's always in pencil because we simply don't know what's going to happen, what cards, what bonuses are going to come up. But if we take a look at this here, this is kind of my mini roadmap, if you will. So we could just say I got the Custom Cash now. Well, technically it's coming. It's in the mail. It's not here right now. Now, I did also downgrade my Chase Sapphire Reserve to another Freedom card so I could get back in line for a Sapphire Preferred bonus. I will link that video down below for you as well. So that one at some point is going to come up. I'm kind of just waiting to see if the 100K offer comes up again. And then I also want the City Premier as well, primarily because you can get a bonus for that card. And then in year number 2, you could downgrade it to another Custom Cash card. That's the way you can have multiple Custom Cash cards, so that would make sense to get that one. So those are three personal cards, and you can see here that would make me 424 until September of 2022. Then I drop to 324. Now, additional cards on the radar would be the U.S. Bank Leverage card, because the U.S. Bank Leverage card has a 750 sign-up bonus, plus the annual fee, I believe, is waived in year number 1. That may not be accurate at the time of taping, but in the past it has. And of course, the Ink Preferred card has always been on the list. Solid sign-up bonus, and sometimes we even see elevated sign-up bonuses around like small business months in May or June in branch. So you can see that right there. If we were to stick to that roadmap, I'd finish 2022 at 324 if I picked up all those cards. There's not really a rush on the City Premier, but you can see that I'd finish at 324 when September hits. And then, I have 2 business cards on the radar as well that one would not count towards 524. And again, if I have a purchase planned out for them, which I probably would, then okay, fine. But if you don't, then again, you're talking about, probably 6 months back to back to hit all that spend, which is, going to extend you even farther and help with the aging. Now, overall, that's what I like to do. Again, it's in pencil because we don't know what's coming out. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is how to look at 524 overall. Again, the full detailed video is down below, but overall, I think you're supposed to, what's this old saying? It was better be feared or respected. I think you got to have a healthy respect for 524. For sure, but I also think if you're getting into the game early, or even you're like me and you've got so many chase cards now that you're actually doubling up on freedom cards. I've got 3 freedom cards at this point. Even if you get locked out, it's not that bad, I mean, if we take a look back at the year since 2020, the new cards, they have the Freedom Flex, the United Quest, Aeroplan, a Hyatt business card, IHG Refresh is a new IHG card, I think, business card, and the Ink Premier. Of those, I got 2 of them, and the Freedom Flex was really the only one that was like a must have. The Ink Premier just really helped out with, something I was trying to accomplish sign-up bonus-wise. So I say all this to say is, new cards that you want would be on your radar don't necessarily come out all the time, and there's a lot of new cards for a 2-year span, but again, you might not want all of those. So I think the farther into the game you are, if you have your core chase setup established, 524 matters a little bit less, but I totally understand wanting to leave 2 slots open or a slot open just in case something comes out. I totally get it. And that's kind of where I'm at. That's why I think the sweet spot is to always be in anywhere from 2 to 424, something like that. And then, you can make the final decision if something comes up that's really good on the personal side. You can grab it or you can wait. And of course, you always have business cards at your disposal. I think that's the best way to looking at it. And overall, my mistake I made was going through all those business cards. I actually forgot to check my 524 status. And again, if you're at 024, I think you're just kind of wasting time. So it's time to get back to some personal cards. And that's my roadmap. Again, might change, but I would encourage everyone to sit down and who wants to play this game for keeps, figure out a roadmap, figure out where you want to go, and of course it's in pencil because we don't know what the bonuses are coming. But overall, I'm super pumped to get my new custom cash card in the mail in about 7 to 10 days. I don't know about you guys, but I still get excited getting new credit cards. It's got to be a weird thing, but for me, it's still very cool. I'm happy to get this one. So anyways, just wanted to share that with you guys, let you know my kind of shift or change in strategy. Of course, if you like this one, drop me a thumbs up down below. If you found it particularly interesting, of course, consider subscribing to the channel. Again, posting content just like this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And of course, right back here every Sunday with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance. My question for you guys is, let me know what you think about 524 and your strategy, right? Am I far off? How open do you like to leave your 524 plate? What other cards are you looking at on your radar? I'd love to get your thoughts on that. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this one. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you very soon in the next one.